Jojo, what are you doing? Hello everyone, this is Reapers Reborn. I am talking to you from my ranger today, Anna. So, this video will be about offensive and defensive procedures. I decided to add an offensive because it just works well for me just to talk about both. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is upgrades to the towers and keeps and other building structures in War vs. World that you may be owning or against. Right here, this is a gate to a tower. You notice that it has the words reinforce instead of just saying gate. If it ever said reinforce or something else, it means that this gate has been upgraded to a different level to become stronger than what it was before. So in order to take this gate down, normal siege weapons that are blue won't really cut it. It will barely do any damage to the gate. You'll need a superior siege weapon, which I'll talk about how to upgrade later on in this video. Another thing to make note of is the walls, towers, and keys can be upgraded as well. Like this wall, instead of saying wall, it says fortified wall. So that means you'll have to use a superior siege weapon to break through it, or a guild siege weapon. Guild siege weapons just use less supply than superior siege weapons. Other than that, they're the same strength, as far as I know. How this tower got upgraded is because people have been escorting Doyaks. And by escorting Doyak, this tower gets supply, as you can see in the upper right hand corner. With this supply, you can talk to this upgrades NPC. Say I would like to order an upgrade. And you can click on what you want to upgrade. You can see all of this is filled in like in color, which means this tower has already been upgraded to the max level, tier 3, fortified tower. Fortify the tower wall to make them nearly impossible to breach. Requires 800 supply. Okay, that's another thing to know. Once supply reaches 0, the upgrades will stop being worked on until another Doyak walks into the tower and gives the tower more supply. Then the upgrades will continue to be worked on. Burning oil is what you can build. It's basically a siege-specific weapon that you can use to defend your tower. That's the burning oil site. As it goes up more upgrade tiers, eventually you'll be able to use cannons. You can use cannons to blow away rams or other siege weapons in about 2 to 3 hits. The final siege weapon that goes with towers and keeps only is the mortar, which is way up there. You can think of it as being able to throw a grenade really, really far away. They can be used to take on walls, siege weapons, and more. Okay, let's talk about siege placement. Let's say I'm gonna ask Jojo. Let's see if he can volunteer to stay down here. So Jojo's gonna be the attacker, the position that he's in right now. Let's say that he's stealth, like he's stealth right now. What I could do is use these siege tricks and traps. Like this one is a stealth disruptor trap. By using it, and if I'm protecting an enemy Zerg or players are trying to come this way disguised, I can drop it down on the ground and they won't be able to stealth themselves for a particular length of time. It can really annoy thieves that like to stealth a lot. The next, I'll go over, let's see. I'll stay on a topic. Let's say there's a lot of rams that people are firing at the gate, or some type of siege weapon like catapults or a trebuchet or something, and you have no allies to help you. So you can use the siege disabler trap. As you can say, it would disable any siege weapon for 45 seconds and golem for 20 seconds. But the catch is you need 10 supply to actually use it. If you try to use it while 10 supply, nothing will happen. It'll be kind of like throwing grenade when you use it. And then I'm gonna press skill number 1. And you can see how big this AoE circle is. That circle's big enough that it can stop people that are trying to set up ramps on the gate and disable. So what players have decided to do is spread out the ramps. Some will put up their ram right over here, and believe it or not, it can still hit the gate from this direction. Instead of stacking all of their siege weapons at the entrance to the gate. Found out that's less effective. Okay, but what else can you do to defend this gate? In general, one of the great or simplest things you can do to defend a gate is put up arrow carts. If it's only like about 3 or 4 players, standard arrow carts will work. But if you're fighting against a Zerg and defending a tower or a keep, use these superior arrow carts. As you can tell, with the superior arrow cart, I can fire right at any person or players that are attacking a gate. You can do the same thing with a normal arrow cart. And these arrow cart skills hurt a lot. We have crippled, slow them down if they're trying to run away. Bleed, condition damage if they're really tanky. And normal damage, 9,000. That's a lot of damage. Just angle your camera down, zoom out as far as you can, and just shoot at the ground and you will hit them. It's great cover. But let's say you don't have time to build arrow carts, or you're just not thinking. What else can you do to protect this gate? You can use a catapult. You can build a catapult right here. Fire at the door, and you'll do damage to the players and any siege ram sites they're trying to put up. Alrighty. Now, what else can you do? Let's say we're back on the offensive side, and Jojo has wised up that he can't attack the gate because there's so many players here. So the next thing he can try to do is break down this wall and get in. But this wall is right next to our keep. So this probably isn't wise because let's say Jojo tried building siege sites here. A player can easily hop on this mortar and just blow up all the siege that he's putting down. So it probably isn't a good idea. So when you're attacking siege, like, let's see, when you're attacking towers, or keeps, you want to look for blind spots. Common blind spot for this particular tower that I'm at in Eternal Battleground is on this side. Although it looks like, so another thing you want to do and make sure a wall is vulnerable. I'm mousing over this wall and I can't click on it at all. So there are some towers or keeps that have walls that are completely invulnerable. This is one of them. So you can't take it down. But this one is vulnerable. So Jojo could put up his catapults here and he'll be protected from from mortar fire over here at this keep. He'll also have the high ground. He'll be able to see enemy players that are pushing up, and also enemy players that may see him from across the bridge, so he can be ready to run. These are conventional ways of attacking the towers, but let's talk about a bit unconventional ways. Wow, I actually died. Well, that works out. I can go over to this keep. So this is our garrison. Each of the borderlands has a garrison. One over here, normally in the center of the map. For Eternal Battleground, they're going to be in the center corner of the map. So example, right up here is a garrison. Big old chest icon. Here's another one. Here's ours. Okay. Garrisons are huge. And because they're huge, it takes a long time normally to break in. But there are ways you can break in easier with superior weapons. But while I'm here, I want to talk about this trebuchet. This trebuchet can be used offensively or defensively. Most people will use it for defense. Like it can be turned around the other way, and it can be used to fire at this gate. That would destroy siege weapons that players are building at the gate as well, trebuchets and catapults. Okay, in general, I want to talk also about inner garrison and outer garrison. So there are two separate sections or walls of both of the garrisons. This closed off portion that I'm in right now, where you see the blue door, everything in here without me going out this blue door is called inner garrison because it has inner walls. A better example is, let me go out here. Remember, this is the inner gate. And I'm gonna go do the other door. Let's see. I go into this door. I can see there's an outer gate. I'm outside now. So if the enemy players have to break through this wall, and then they're gonna have to break into the second wall. That was confusing. I'll change the angle. This is inner garrison, the wall I clicked on. And there's the outer one that I can't quite see. There it is, where my mouse is. That's the outer wall to garrison. So people will be saying, need more defenses on inner. Inner's going down, outer's going down. Those are all terms you should know or learn with the difference between inner and outer when you're defending. That way you can relay information to your teammates a whole lot better. Okay. Some of the weaker combat points for all of the garrisons is the water gate. Water gate is normally by water. By going down these stairs here, you can see that it's here, water gate. The reason why this can be a weak point is because most often players check this gate last, but sometimes they check it early. But normally it's a good sneak approach of this, especially for a Havoc group. Try to picture a group of 4 or 5 players jumping in the water here, swimming down, keeping out of sight, going up through this cavern, and then just attacking this gate and breaking it down. And especially this gate hasn't been upgraded, and then they use superior siege weapons, which are the purple ones. You can break through this gate really, really easily. And once they're inside, they'll go up. By the way, that's the mystic portal that takes you to the Obsidian jumping puzzle. Okay, so then they'll just head up the stairs. And now they're at inner garrison. They'll have a lot of things they'll have to go through, but to actually get inside. But if they can, they'll be right at the Lord. And that's their central goal or objective, is to get to the Lord and kill him so they can take this tower or keep or Stoneman's Castle over. The Lord's the central NPC to protect. If the Lord dies, you can't res them, as long as they haven't captured the location yet. Just like supply camps, you capture keeps the same way, stand in the circle. Okay. So let's talk some more. Let's go back to the defensive side. You may find some new players that will want to put an arrow card down here and fire at the gate to shoot the attackers. Because they believe what they're saying is true. They do damage to the attacker. They do destroy the siege weapons. But more often than not, it's just a bad idea to put it down here. Why is it a bad idea? Let's say Desert breaks through this gate. They break through this gate. The arrow card's here. They completely run over and destroy it. It's useless then. Try to put your siege weapons in locations so if the enemy does break through, you can still use them. For example, put your arrow card on top of supply huts like this one, or supply depots. That way, once they break through the gate, you can still fire on the people that are trying to rush into the Lord. And as you know, the arrow card has a cripple skill, so you can cripple them to slow them down. That all works out well. Try to build your siege weapons up high, not on the ground where they can just get ran over. Unless it's a catapult. The catapults kind of are, yeah. Catapults and trebuchets may have to be built down on the ground in general, but not always. Try to build trebuchets up too. Unless it's protecting a gate. So, example, you see that tower way off in the distance? Let's say it isn't our tower and we want to take it. But there's a massive, the enemy's strong there. They have a massive defense. We can't use rams, we can't use catapults to reach there. And they upgraded the tower, so these mortars aren't doing a lot of damage, not as much as they could. What can we do to turn the tide in our favor? Well, over that distance, and with the enemy being so strong, we should probably use a trebuchet, because a trebuchet can reach there. Especially a superior trebuchet would be good for extra damage. Now, where do we want to put it at that we can fire and can be safe? In general, right here, we should probably put it on the supply hut. The supply up over here with especially rank points or ability points, and I believe Trap Mastery will allow you to increase the range. Let's see, we can check it out. Increase damage, increase radius. Nope, it doesn't. But in general, build your trebuchets up high. If you see a supply hub, try putting one on it, and you can use it to attack a tower. If it can't reach this tower, then it can easily reach this other tower in the other direction. And we can use this trebuchet to defend that other tower, fire the trebuchet at the enemy reserves to protect it, or use the trebuchet to take that enemy tower that's in the distance. What I do want to cover is the ability points again. Once you figure out what you want to do, you can put more ability points in which siege weapon you like the most. Like having 2 points or 15 points in Trap Mastery. As you can see, it's a Cal ammo now drain supply from enemy players, which is absolutely fantastic. So what will it look like? You're going to get a new skill, Cal skill. You're going to press skill number 4. You're going to drill these poison clouds on enemy players. And the poison cloud that hit enemy players will steal their supply. So they won't be able to build siege to take your stuff, or they won't be able to build counter defensives, like siege weapons, or prepare their towers or walls that you're attacking. So you really like traps, having 2 points and trap mastery is great. Alright, awesome. Let's go to a different borderland to cover a different scenario. Let's say, at this waypoint, and then I'll decide which tower we're going to talk about. Okay. Decided I want to talk about this tower over here. Okay. While I'm running here, we can look for the trips and track outfitter. Yeah, there he is. This is where you'll buy traps. Supply removal trap. These are great. Well, I'm going to show you examples here. I already talked about the self-destructor trap, stop people from stealthing for a certain length of time. Siege disabler, stop their offensive to give your allies more time to reach and help out. And you can see the price, and it costs 15 badges of honor to get. Okay. I'm gonna continue on. We're gonna go to Northeast Tower. So we're at Northeast Tower now. I am going to, let's see, take this trap out, supply removal trap. Let's say the enemy's coming from this garrison over here. Even though it's our garrison, just think the enemy's coming. So they're marching with their gigantic Zerg. And we know they're going to take this tower over here. We already know they're going to come, and they're going to try to take it no matter what. So, enemies, what we can do is put down a supply removal trap right here, and it will rob them of supplies that they're trying to use to build up ramps. If we are, if we think that they won't go over there, this is like second guessing the enemy, they may come over here and try to knock down this wall so they can break in. So you can put a supply removal trap here. But you can see it's not that long to really cover the entire wall. So that's why a supply removal trap is normally better at gates. And a siege removal trap, in my opinion, is better at gates, but it can also be effective at walls. As you can see, it has a slightly bigger radius or width than this supply removal trap. Okay, now that we got that taken care of, I'll go down to garrison. We're almost done. Again, this is just a general overview of basic siege locations and traps. Yeah. Gonna run over here. I want to show you a common scenario that we normally run into in War vs. World, or I run into. It's the technique of counter-trebbing. Let's say an enemy is trebbing you using a trebuchet from another tower or keep. And basically you can't go out there to destroy it because they had this massive Zerg protecting you. Remember, Zerg's a large group of players. So the only thing well, there are several ways you can deal with that, but one of the most common way is counter-trebbing. Like, let's say they have a trap at Northwest Tower, way over there. Even though it's way over there, a trebuchet can hit outer garrison, this outer wall, and break it down. Since they can hit us, in general, we can hit them in most cases by building a trebuchet. You want to make sure you don't build your trebuchet near a wall, because enemy players can just run up and destroy it. Try to build your trebuchet back some, and when you build it, you can fire at the other trebuchet and try to get it down before it destroys your trebuchet or destroys the wall. You want to try to build it quickly, because normally enemy player can see that you're building it. Okay. In general, let's say another scenario. Let's say we have a large group of players. They're attacking the gate, but we build arrow cards so the gate is totally protected. And notice I click on this and it just said gate, meaning this gate is really weak. It doesn't say reinforce or fortify, so you can use these blue siege weapons to take it down. Specifically a ram. So another common scenario is players will be maybe back here, setting up siege like a catapult. If they realize they can't get into that gate, it's basically too much fire there. Or they will be setting up maybe siege weapons up here and attacking this wall from a distance. And you're defending, so let's say you only have about just yourself or 3 other players. What you can do is to take out those siege sites without going out there killing yourself or suiciding. You can build a ballista. You see that NPC? Let's pretend like that's a siege site that's being built. Build a ballista right here and fire on it, and you'll be able to destroy the siege site before it's built. Or even after it's built, you can destroy it within about 3 hits of a ballista. And remember, ballista have a credible range, as you can see, 3,000 range. And it's mostly single target damage, but it's really strong. Ballistas also have this other hidden ability in a way, in my opinion. So let's say that the siege site is so far away, like you made a mistake, you built it so far away that you can't actually click on something to fire the ballista. What you can do is have a teammate or run closer to the enemy site, click on it, and then call a target on it like I just did, the red circle. Then run back to your ballista, press the T key or whatever your select target key is, and start firing the ballista. You'll be able to fire the ballista. So this gives around the ballista range limit. As long as you can click on an enemy or select an enemy, you can fire on it with the ballista. In some cases, you may find that you may be just a little bit slightly out of range, like barely, I don't know, 10 inches. If that's the case, what you can do is you can either ask someone with War versus World ability points in Ballista to hop on, or you can assign points in Ballista Mastery. Let's see. Although that's just a lot of points to put in Ballista Mastery, but it will increase your range to a really high amount. And then you'll be able to defend and take out enemy siege sites with the Ballista, if you like using the Ballista. So in general, build Ballista on supply huts, build trebuchets on supply huts. If you can't, build arrow carts on supply huts if you can. It's really great thing to do. Use arrow carts to protect doors. If you're attacking an enemy location, try to attack it from its blind spot. Normally by the water, if it's a garrison like here. There's a water gate around this area. Enemy players will swim up here, and then they will go to this gate. Out of garrison gate, break in, and then they'll be going to the Lord's room once they get past inner gate. This garrison, one thing I want to know, if you're attacking a garrison or this garrison, try to avoid as much as you can southwest garrison unless you're feeling cocky. The reason being is southwest garrison is known as the suicide gate. The reason why is this is southwest garrison. As I'm running down these stairs, you can see enemies can fire on us from above with arrow carts. They can fire from this cliff my mouse is over with arrow carts or ballistas or catapults. And while the enemy is running up, they can be shooting at your back with the siege weapons. Burning oil sign here, NPCs here. Yeah, this is like almost like a death trap trying to run up the staircase to southwest garrison. But if you're really feeling confident and think you can ninja a tower or keep, by ninja I mean be really sneaky about it. It's another term that you may hear War versus World players do. Take a small group of players, like a Havoc group, like 3 to 5 players, and take over a tower or a keep without the enemy really knowing about it. The last thing I want to cover with Siege is Siege Decay. Notice I just click on the Siege weapon, and there's a blue icon over it. I mouse over it, and it says it has 44 minutes remaining. If no one grabs this Siege weapon within 44 minutes, it will be destroyed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to interact with it, and then I'm going to get off of it. And you notice it's been refreshed to 59 minutes, an hour. And when 1 hour, the siege will be gone. Totally, yeah, it will decay. There are more advanced, there's so many ways to defend a tower, a keep, or a Soulman's castle, and go on the offense against it. So try to be innovative, think about new things that someone hasn't tried it before. It doesn't mean that it just isn't a bad idea. It could be that someone hasn't thought about it. You could ask in team chat or in TeamSpeak and ask, is this a good idea or not? You may not get any response, but if you don't get any response, you may want to take that as a go ahead to go. Another thing to note, if you're in garrison, like this garrison, or in a gigantic keep, like hills or bay, if you don't remember what hills and bay are, hills is on the right side, bay is on the left side. If you're in one of these locations, trying to keep maybe, I don't know, in my estimate, 300 supply. Don't try to go below 300 supply. 300 supply will be used to defend a garrison or a keep in the case of emergency. Also, the extra supply can be used to build upgrades. Like as you see, this said protect the workers upgrading the keep. That's because someone talked to that upgrade NPC that I mentioned earlier by the supply default, which is, where is it? Right here. Someone talked to it and they ordered an upgrade for this wall, tier 2. You know the picture's black and white, meaning it's being upgraded on. And that's what we're seeing right now, that white bar on the right side of the screen. Keep-in towers and supply cans can be upgraded even further by talking to the guild NPC, guild claiming. Say I would like to claim this guild. And click yes, I would like to claim this location in our name. Once you do, your guild logo will appear on these flags and no other guild can claim it. Once you claim a location, put upgrades on it in general. As you see, these are war versus war upgrades. If your guild has given you permission to use upgrades, you can select one of these. Like if I click this one, all the people that are in vicinity of this tower, keep, or supply camp will get 10% extra health, which is great. It can help turn the tide in different battles. If you ever wonder why you got into a supply camp and you wound up with 15 supply instead of 10 supply, this will be the reason why. A guild has claimed the location, which means their guild emblem will be on one of these flags. And you will also gain +5 extra supply at that supply camp because the guild has given that supply camp an upgrade. As you notice, this event just came up, repel the enemy attackers, and it says 1 minute 40 seconds. So it means within 2 minutes, an enemy has started attacking garrison, outer garrison somewhere. If you're defending, it's good to check out all the gates, the water gate, all the gates of garrison, outer garrison, to make sure everything is okay. Also be on the lookout for dead NPCs. That could be a clue off that an enemy player was there in the area. What else happens? I think that's pretty much it. Everything else that I'm thinking of will probably be covered in the advanced videos. The advanced video will start talking about more in depth with siege locations and maybe Zergs, following Zergs, and yeah, basically staying alive. And the commanders and different other advanced roles that you can do, including ninjaing. As you can tell, inner garrison is under attack by SOS. I'm just saying in team chat, there is, looks like it's a guild, the MM guild. Gate is 80%. I'm just saying that to everyone on the map, our allies have rushed in. Well, this works out. So we all stack on the commander, he gives us buffs, we're gonna rush out. And we're just gonna attack and try to stay with the purple commander icon as much as possible. If you see an enemy, if you see an ally down, you can try to res them if you think it's safe. Or just really just kill an enemy. Kill an enemy really fast. If you see an enemy that's down, focus on that enemy until they die. That way your allies can rally. And it looks like we managed to propel them. And after we propel the enemy, be on the lookout for mesmers. Because mesmers have the ability to port their allies back into the keep past gates, even after we repair them. Like this player right here, it's not a mesmer, it was I guess a guardian. Looks like a guardian or a warrior. So they're not too much of a problem to deal with. But if you see an enemy dead, a dead mesmer player on the ground that's not responding, stay in the area for at least 5 minutes and then arena that will force them to respond. You want to do that because an enemy thief could come by and try to arrest them. But more about that in advanced videos. Alright, thanks everyone. This has been really fun. I hope you all enjoying the videos. Super Nintendo Gil. Okay. See y'all next time. Oops, typo.